What's going on, everyone? It's time for another full moon film review. I did one recently, and I got two more. This is the second one, and then I got one more after this. So let's talk about it. So today we're going to be talking about a film called Skullheads. It's released by Full Moon Entertainment October 6, 2009, and it was directed by Charles Band, who obviously is the guy behind like the Puppet Master films, Demonic Toys, Trancers, Evil Bong, and a whole pile of other films and so on. So, Skullheads is an odd film. The early 2000s wasn't really good for Full Moon. They didn't really have any good movies. They had a few, but most of them were just cheesy sequels and stuff. Like this was around the same time Demonic Toys 2 came out, and that was terrible. And yeah, so but Skullheads. So there's a rich family living in a castle, and they have like a lot of art and stuff like that. So these art thieves decide to break in and try to steal it, and then what they uncover is basically the family's guarded by these spiritual little creatures, skull heads. They're like little skeletons with really cartoony skull faces, and they have like special light that shoots out of their faces and stuff like that, and takes out the people who ever try to attack the family. But the problem with this film is nothing's really ever explained. It's more just you have your family that's your typical family. They have some family trouble, they have their family fun, and just trying to enjoy their lives and stuff. And then these art thieves break in and try to steal it, and then eventually they summon these little beings to help them fight. But like most full moon films, the creatures kind of just sit back and watch and creep around, and then not till the end when they actually start taking them down, and then you uncover the real reason why some of the art thieves are there. And it's really weird and odd the way they put this together, and it was a pretty cheesy movie. There is some really weird scenes in this, like there you find out like the mom and dad are like brother and sister, so the girls like special needs and stuff, and some weird stuff like that happens in this. And yeah, it was a little cheesy. There is some pretty funny moments in this too. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but yeah, overall it's a cheesy movie, but it's not that good. um there is the characters are not really well developed, even though they try to develop them as best they could. But then the plot twist and stuff was amusing, and that. But then, like with the title "Skull Heads," you're expecting to see like a lot more of like of the creatures like attacking and stuff. But no, there's only like a 5-10 minute scene in there, uh, interspliced between certain lot longer scenes, and it's a little bit disappointing. Yeah, the creatures were not really that good looking either. They looked like really crappy paper mache style figurines, and yeah, it wasn't really well done. Yeah, like the cinematography's fine, the acting wasn't bad, and like the music's good. Charles Band's brother usually does the music for his movies and stuff, and that's always good and amusing and stuff. And yeah, but for the most part, it was just not much going on. It was more of a home invasion film with a couple little creatures sprinkled in at the end, which wasn't what I was expecting. But I did find the twist near the end after art thieves reveal themselves to the people and stuff, and that and the more amusing parts to that part of the story. But overall, I still thought it was a pretty dull, boring movie, and it wasn't really worth it. Like after watching Shrunken Heads, this seemed like a huge long chore to get through. So I wasn't too happy with it, and I just wasn't into it. It wasn't for me. It wasn't that interesting, and it was pretty slow, dull, and not much going on. It was just more of a filler movie, probably so they could focus more on the next Puppet Master or the Ginger Dead Man film or something, which had more of their attention. And then they popped this one out just to fill the void of that time frame between them. So, yeah, it wasn't that great. It was quite the disappointment. So, I'm not going to rate it anything high or anything like that. It was pretty disappointing. I'll probably give it like a 1.5 out of 5. It was quite the chore to get through, to say the least. So, but if it sounds like something you might be interested in, and if you love full moon, you want to see every full moon feature, there's a trailer link down below, like always, if you want to check that out. Also, link down below is my Instagram, where I always post clips of film screen review in the future on my stories. You have the film title and hashtag, and subgenre film and hashtag, so you're aware of it. Also, link down below is my Letterbox at Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating after watching the films. Like this video, share it to more people who are aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any. Also, let me know what your favorite full moon film is if you have one. I'd love to hear your thoughts on there. I always love trying to find new ones to check out and stuff. I have a lot that I still haven't even watched yet. So, yeah, keep feeding me suggestions. And also, if you have any films or film franchises in any genre that you want to hear my opinions on, comment those down below. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. Make sure you subscribe. Hopefully we find something weird, obscure, and all that you probably never thought of checking out together, somewhat like this. Or so you know my opinions on popular films, classic films, and also other things like shows and stuff as well. So make sure you subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell, because I still have at least one more full moon film I want to check out before I move on to something else. And that is one of the full moon's more classic films from the late 90s, early 2000s, Head of the Family. So I'm going to be checking out that next. So make sure you ring that bell, and hopefully it's better than this one, because this one was pretty big of a pretty big downer for the most part. So, but yeah, that's it for this one. So Skullheads was pretty disappointing, but yeah, early 2000s to the 2010s, it's most of the full moon stuff is pretty disappointing, but you never know. There might be a hidden gem that I find sooner or later. But so far, that seems to be like the red zone of bad movies for full moon. But yeah, we'll see how the next one goes. So in the meantime, watch out for all those inbred families having little skeletal creatures taking out their adversaries. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.